It's book haul time! Yay! Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel, or hey if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Today's video is a super exciting one. We're going to be doing my birthday book haul. Finally we're going to be doing my book haul. I feel like I have been collecting these books for a few months now. The last book haul I did was January, so check that out if you haven't already, but the next one is now. Obviously. I have been collecting these books since I finished the last book haul, so I've just been kind of like, whenever I go out and I see a book, I've been buying it and then adding it to the little collection we've got going on. And then yesterday was actually my birthday, so I did receive some books for that as well. And yeah, I'm super excited to share these books with you guys. And of course, let me know if you've read any of these books or if any of these are on your TBR as well. And without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about all of the books I have accumulated over the last few months and for my birthday. Okay, so I'm not going to do these in like any particular order, they're all just sat there. We're just going to work our way through them. I have tried to group them into who I received them from or when I got them, like that kind of thing, but this one is just sat on top because I got this one literally as it came out. This is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is the third book in the Rose Hill Ranch series. It's like literally a brand new release. I think it came out like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, something like that. Very, very recent. I had to get it because I love Elsie Silver. I love anything that she writes. I will read anything from her, and this one I was very much anticipating. I'm yet to read it. It is going to feature in a video coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, this one is the third one. I'm seeing some like wrestler vibes, and she owns a cafe, I think, or like a restaurant type thing. They are featured in the other books in the Rose Hill series, so we have kind of had like a little teaser about them, and it just sounds like it's going to be such a fun time. Anything that Elsie puts out, I will be reading. Okay, next I have Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is sort of meant to be like a comedy, a comedic dark romance. That's what it's described as. It's meant to be hilarious. If you listen to the audiobook, apparently that is hilarious. It's nice, short and snappy. I've heard people say this is a great place to start with as well if you're looking to get into the dark romance genre, so I'm definitely going to start here. It says, the couple who slays together stays together. I think book 2 is coming out soon, or it's already out, I'm not sure, but I'm so excited to get to this one. Anything that's like funny, I love, and I'm so excited. The premise sounds so interesting as well. Next up, I received such a lovely book fairy from Helene. This came as such a surprise to me. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much again, Helene. I cannot wait to get to The Women by Kristen Hanna. As you may know, I'm trying to kind of broaden my collection of Kristen Hanna books because I rated The Nightingale a 5-star, which was my first read from her in January, and I loved it so much, and I just know she's going to be one of my favourite authors. This is her latest book and I cannot wait to read it, so thank you. Next up I have The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon. I am so sorry if I've just mispronounced that, but this one is like I think it's a new adult fantasy. It's not YA, and it's about two like warring kingdoms, I believe. I've seen people say it does read quite like high fantasy vibes. They're sort of not meant to be together. It's like enemies to lovers, I think. I just love the cover, and the TikToks I've seen with like the aesthetic of the book just drew me in. I had to get it. The second one is out already. I'm so excited to read this one. I have heard it's quite like poetic sounding, so I mean, sign me up. Ali Hazelwood is literally on the front. I love her, and I think it's meant to be like a Star Wars sort of inspired fan fiction type thing. Like I'm not clued up in this world, but like, is it Kylo or Rylo or something? I believe the characters are meant to be like inspired by that, or their romance is inspired by that. I could be so wrong there. It also has this, and I was like, oh, why is it marked? But it's actually not. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like a little boat thing. I think that's quite a strange design choice. It literally looks like a mark in the book, but it's cute. Next up, I went to the works and I have Savour It by Tara Jewett. This is a sort of small town, cozy, cute romance. As you can see, it was £3 in the works, such a steal. I love the cover of this. I saw it in Destiny Sidwell's recent reading vlog. I think she rated it like a 4 stars, which is quite high for a romance book like this, I feel. It says summer won't last forever, so I feel like it's going to be the perfect book to read this summer. It's giving such cozy vibes. I think it's set on like a ranch, maybe? That could be really wrong. I believe the character, one of them's like a city girl, maybe? It's set in a coastal town. Okay, I actually have no clue what this book is about other than the fact that it's a cute small town romance and it's nice and short and snappy. I feel like this would be great to read on holiday or something like that, and I just really like the cover. I remember seeing Root Bound, also by Tara Jewett, quite a lot last year, so maybe this will be a fun new author for me to try. Then from the works as well, I got Consider Me, which was £4, a steal as well. I will remove the stickers, guys, don't worry. But this is one that I have seen literally everywhere. This series is such a popular sports romance series. I think it's ice hockey romance. I love the covers. I think they're so pretty. I feel like it's quite a chunky sports romance, honestly. But yeah, I have seen this series going around for quite a while and I've always wanted to pick it up, but then I never have, and then I saw it in the works for £4 and I thought, perfect time to pick it up. It's quite, I have heard people say it's quite cringe. Like the first book is quite cringe, but honestly, I'm here for that. Like, sign me up. It's meant to be sort of like a, it's like cringy, rom-com-y ice hockey romance, so tick 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 for me personally. I think there's like 5 books in the series, or 4, and the 5th one coming out, I'm not sure. I'm so excited. I love a big sports romance series, like where we get insights into all of the different players' couples. Like, sign me up. I'm so excited to start this. Next I have Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. This one my boyfriend got me a few months ago now and I've been so excited to start reading it. It is such a short and snappy book. I believe it's about a guy who, or the author went to meet up with this older man on a Tuesday, and every week the older man would give him some kind of insightful life lesson and information, and he wrote it all down and put it all into a book. So each chapter is sort of about a different life lesson, and I just feel like this would be the perfect book to read on a train or on a little car journey. It just seems like something that's gonna really make me stop and think about life, and I personally love books like that. I've seen this one talked about a fair bit as well. It seems to be quite well loved, and the chapters are super short as well. I think I'm going to annotate it. I'm just really excited to try this one out. Next from the works I have Training the Heart by Paisley Hope. This one was £5 in the works. The works prices just, they're just the moment, to be honest. This is the second book in the Silver Pines, is it? Yeah, Silver Pine series. The first one was Holding the Reins, which I rated a 4.5 stars, and I really enjoyed that book, and I've heard that this one is even better. The third one also just came out, so I'm obsessed. Anything small town, anything cowboy, anything set on a ranch with found family, sign me up. They're my favourite type of books, and Paisley Hope's writing style was amazing. I had such a fun time. I think this one follows the main girl in book 1's brother. So, and we kind of got a little bit of a glimpse into their romance, or like the start of their romance in book 1, and I was loving it. So I feel like this is going to be really good. It says, escape to the Wild West with a sizzling cowboy romance that will leave you breathless. We love to see it. I think Paisley Hope is going to be on par with Elsie Silver soon. I loved her writing that much. Okay, next I did an impulse order on Books Please. I think that's what it's called. It's a website that kind of stocks American covers and lots of different covers. They do really cheap books as well, and the delivery is like £1.50, which is unheard of. So I impulse bought a copy of Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which is my favourite series in the world, but I have the UK editions, which, if you didn't know, they are like bricks. They're huge and they're so stiff, and the covers are not my favourite, so I've decided I'm gonna collect this edition of the series, these covers. I think that they are just so pretty. They're so floppy. When I do my reread, you best believe I'll be reading these because they're just so comfy to hold. Why can all books not be like this? Like, this is just gorgeous, and I love the cover. I think it's so much nicer than the UK editions. So yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on these. It was only, I think, like £10 as well, or £9, which I thought was really good for this US edition. So love that. And then in Waterstones, I picked up The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is the special edition copy, so it's got the most gorgeous end papers and it's got the most gorgeous light pink cover. I am obsessed. I think this is just such a pretty book to have on your shelf. It is, I think, like a modern classic. It's also got illustrations throughout the book. I'll just see if I can find one. Like, it's got like these sort of pencil looking illustrations, and I had to have it. I had to have this on my shelf. Cannot wait to read it. I just think everyone should read it. I mean, I'm saying this, I've never read it, but I want to be someone who has read it. So I'm gonna, and I think even if I don't enjoy it, it's gonna look gorgeous on my shelf. I am obsessed with the cover. It's so pretty, and I can't wait to read more books like this and branch out of my comfort zone. Then I got another amazing book fairy from the lovely Claire. She also did get me Onyx Storm, but I have left that in my uni room at the moment. But she did kindly get me Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Thank you so much. I am so excited to get to this book. It is going to feature in a very exciting video, which I have already started reading for, coming very soon. So I'm very excited to get to this one. I personally love this edition. I love this cover. I love it. I love like the little metallic tear, and the actual hardback is beautiful. Wow. I'm just so ecstatic to get to this one. It is a chunky book, but I've heard amazing things. I feel like everyone loves this book, especially on Book Talk, and I'm ready to begin my Quicksilver journey, especially before book 2 comes out. I would love to read this one so that I'm up to date with the releases. But yeah, thank you so much, Claire. The last hardback in this haul is The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This one is the second book to The Crimson Moth, which it's a duology, which is amazing because sometimes you don't want a massive fantasy series, sometimes you do just want a duology. So this one is the second book. It has just come out. The first one was a 5-star for me. It's sort of like witchy vibes, witch and witch hunter romance, enemies to lovers. It is YA, and the first one was just so good for me. It was just such a fun and quick and easy to read fantasy. If you're looking to get into fantasy, I would definitely recommend this series because there's not a lot of world building and it's very easy to understand. So if you like a witchy vibe, then I would definitely give this one a go. My camera battery died, so I had to take a little break, but I'm back. We're going to talk about the rest of the books that I have got here. So the next book in the haul is Beautiful Exile by Catherine Cowles, which I actually got sent by Catherine Cowles, which was amazing. This was an ARC, well, this is an ARC copy. It's like the limited edition trope ARC, and on the back it has all of the tropes in the book. This, I think, is the 4th book in the Sparrow Falls universe, which I am led to believe is sort of like a romance / mystery series. So we've got like the best of both worlds going on. Not only is it like romance and we're following our couple, we're also trying to uncover what has happened in the town, and I feel like that's going to keep me on the edge of my seat. Also, I just feel like the covers are just gorgeous of this series. But yeah, I was super happy to receive this, so thank you, Catherine Cowles. I cannot wait to get started with this series. Okay, the next books are all the books that my boyfriend got me for my birthday. So we're going to run through these. He picked some from my wish list and then he freestyled on some. So the ones that he picked from my wish list are these 5. So he picked these ones from my Amazon wish list, which I'm so grateful for all of the books that he's got me. So we'll run through them now. First off, he picked Butcher and Blackbird. He kind of just like picked at random the ones that I have on my wish list and just decided for himself which ones he would get. So Butcher and Blackbird I was so excited to see because I was literally about to buy myself this the other day because I really want to start this series. This is another one like Lights Out where it's kind of like more of a comedic take on dark romance. So I feel like for me, someone who is trying to get into dark romance, this will be a great place to start because it's not too scary to start with, and I know that I think it's a finished trilogy, so I can kind of, if I like this one, go into books 2 and 3. It's nice and short and snappy. I've heard it's kind of like quite comedic, it's quite silly but like also dark, and I believe there's like a list of trigger warnings, and yeah, there's like a list of quite questionable trigger warnings. Yeah, I just feel like this is going to be a great place to start with Lights Out to kind of get into the dark romance genre. So I'm excited for this one. Then he picked up An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This one is one I've recently added to my wish list, and I'm so excited to get to it. I think it's a YA 4-book fantasy series, and I really like all the covers of these books. I'm so excited. I personally love a YA fantasy series. I think they're just so easy to read and so easy to understand. I'm honestly not sure what this series is about, but I remember seeing an aesthetic TikTok. It was like the aesthetic of An Ember in the Ashes, and I saw it and I was like, that sounds really, really good. That looks amazing. So I added it to my wish list, and he has kindly got it for me. So I'm excited to start this one. I always love starting a new YA fantasy series. Can't wait to get to the rest of the books in this one as well. I think that all of the covers are so unique and so beautiful. Then he picked up The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I have read The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I decided to add another one to my wish list just because I was like, I feel like his books are super easy to get through, along with Frida McFadden. They're kind of like the two easy thriller authors that I enjoy. This one just sounds so interesting. It's about a woman whose whole family got killed, but she survived, and now it says she's mute, paralysed and confined to a wheelchair, and she decides to type out her story with one working finger. Girl, that sounds crazy. That sounds literally so interesting. I love the cover as well. I feel like it's just so pretty, like considering it's a thriller. So I'm very excited to get to this one, because this, out of all of his thrillers that he has, is one that does really capture my attention. Then he picked up Love on the Brain for me by Ali Hazelwood. I am currently trying to complete my entire Ali Hazelwood collection, and this book completes it for me. I have now got all of her books. Actually no, minus the bind up of the novellas, I've not got that one. But all of her like actual books I have now got. This one is the last STEM romance that I've not read yet. I'm super excited because these STEM romances are so fun for palette cleansers and for when you just need a cute romance to get through. I love the cover, I love how pink it is, so I'm so excited about that. And the last one he picked off my wish list was Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. This one is the first Devil's Night book. I have actually read this a while ago. I've read book 1 and 2 in this series, but I just didn't have the physical copy, so I put it on my wish list just to kind of get the copy as a trophy, and I'm so excited because now I can finally start collecting the copies of these books to add and have on my shelf. I really enjoyed books 1 and 2. I have not read books 3 and 4, but I really, really want to sometime soon because I have heard people say book 3 is really, really good. So I'm excited to get to that one. I actually do like the traditionally published covers of them. I think they're quite nice. So I'm going to add this to my shelf. This one is a little trophy, if you will, because I have read it on my Kindle already. And then he freestyled with these 3 books. So he picked up The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden, which I've actually never heard of from Frida. I've never seen this one talked about before, but it's about a girl who goes missing and the last person to see her was the main character's son. So that sounds really, really interesting, and I feel like a Frida book is perfect when you're in a slump or when you're on holiday or when you just need a quick fast-paced read, so I'm so excited to get to this. He also picked me up Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. I have seen The Boyfriend Candidate floating around on TikTok, but I've never seen this one, but it is on the back. So I don't know if you have to read that one first and then this one, or if they're just completely separate, but I think it's like a workplace romance. I'm very excited to get to this. I feel like it's going to be such a fun rom-com time, which I am kind of lacking on my TBR. I feel like I don't have too many like rom-com vibe books, so I'm excited to get to this one. But I mean, I'm not sure if I have to get The Boyfriend Candidate first or if I can just read this one. Let me know if you know, because I would love to start this one before The Boyfriend Candidate just because I own it physically. But if not, then I'm sure I can get my hands on The Boyfriend Candidate anyway. And the last one he got me was The Truth According to Ember by Danica Nava. This one I've never seen before, but I actually really like that cover. Like, that's really, really pretty. I honestly don't really know what this one is about too much. I'm kind of just gonna go in blind. If you've read it, let me know. But I really like this. It says, liar, liar, heart on fire. Wow. I am so excited for this. I love that he went and picked these ones on his own because they're very like cartoon covery, and I can just imagine him like picking out which one was the best. He actually said he talked to the woman who worked in the works and asked which ones were the best or which ones she thought he should pick up. So I just think that's really cute. And the last two books in my haul, wait, that's actually a lie, I have 3 more. The last 2 that are just individual, not in a series, is I have Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one is by the author of the From Blood and Ash series, which I'm about to start next week, so I'm excited for that. But this one I saw in Waterstones and the premise sounded really, really interesting. I think it's sort of one of her latest books. I'm excited to get to read book 1 before book 2 comes out. It's about a world destroyed by gods, and I think our female main character has powers that sort of people are after and people really want, so they're kind of trying to use her. And she comes into contact with a prince and things like that, and it just sounds very, very intriguing. I also love the cover, and I'm trying to branch out and read some more fantasy for the rest of the year, so this will be great to add to my little fantasy TBR I've got going. And also from Waterstones, I picked up Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. This is the first book in the cat and mouse duet, which is kind of crazy for me to have my hands on because this is such a renowned dark romance, and I'm kind of scared. It's very chunky. I'm not going to read this one yet. I am going to actually wait and read Lights Out and what was the other one? Butcher and Blackbird first, just to kind of like dip my toes into the dark romance genre. I feel like this is a bit of a step up from where I'm at the moment, but I just really wanted to have my hands on it. I'm so intrigued by this book. It's actually so big. I did not expect it to be this big, and it has like letters in it, and I just saw it and I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna get it. I really want to read it, and I'm so excited to have my hands on it. I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. Like there's something in me that's telling me I'm gonna really, really enjoy it. So now I have a physical copy, and kind of crazy that I have this. And the final books in my haul is what is this series called? Like the Book of Azrael series? I'm actually not sure what it's called, but I got the Book of Azrael, the Gods and Monsters series. So we've got the Book of Azrael, and then we've got the Throne of Broken Gods, is it? Yeah, the Throne of Broken Gods. I really like these covers. And the Dawn of the Cursed Queen. This is not a finished series, I don't think, but these are 3 that are currently out, so I got this book set and I'm so excited to read it. This is like a dark fantasy, I think, and the books are quite chunky. I have seen a lot of people reading these right now on Book Talk, and people seem to be obsessed. Like as soon as they finish book 1 they have to go on to book 2, and I've seen people crying over this series. Apparently it gets quite emotional. I've seen people loving the main female character. She's meant to be like such a badass, and yeah, I'm so excited. It says, for a thousand years the world has known peace until now. Where there are gods there are also monsters. And it's about our female main character who has to save her dying sister, so she makes a deal with a monster, and she is his servant. I fear I'm gonna have to binge this series when I start it. So happy to have my hands on these, because I was feeling a little bit of FOMO of everyone reading them on Book Talk and BookTube, and now I have the book set. So maybe I will start these very, very soon. But that is all of the books that I have collected over the last few months and received for my birthday. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have read any of these or if any of these books are on your TBR. I now have a super stocked TBR, which is great because my current TBR has dwindled quite a lot. I don't have too many books left on it, so now I'm going to restock. I'm so excited with every single one of these books. I'm feeling very grateful. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for staying till the end of this haul. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys.